Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday the 11th of November. So, looking at today, well, news-wise first, we do have bank holidays in Canada, US, French bank holidays. It's Veterans Day in the US there. It's the Armistice Day in France. So, potentially a quieter day today, certainly this afternoon with the bank holidays going on there, but we'll see. For this morning, 9:30, we've got the UK GDP, and that's it. So, that's not quite it. We've got manufacturing production out today as well. That's actually a more likely to move the markets. Actually, the manufacturing production, the monthly figures they seem to be coming out now on GDP seem a little bit actually there's a quarterly figure there as well, or maybe I'm not too sure which version this is. Which one's this? It doesn't actually say. That's great. Okay, so might be the first estimate, this one. Prelim it does say the prelim version, so the first estimate of GDP, so a very important figure there. So 9:30, we'll watch out for the pound for sure. Okay, their side is a little information. Euro dollar then, been selling off most of last week. In fact, all of last week it managed to sell off through the whole week. We're going to see a bit of a bounce. Well, the weekly pivot's quite a bit higher there at 1070. Will it get back up to that? We'll see. But at the moment, it's not managed much in the way of retracements the whole of last week, and they've even managed to get properly back to its 4-hourly 21. So it's certainly struggling to get much in the way of upward momentum here. At the moment, we just short the daily pivot. That could be it. I mean, I'm looking at sort of trend lines below that, and considering shorting on the break of that. So that's why I'm sitting with the euro at the moment. But do realise it could be quite a quiet day. Right, the pound also sold off most days last week. Bit of consolidation there on Tuesday, but the rest of the week it's pretty much sold off. Again, weekly pivot sits above us at the moment, and any good news this morning may just push it up towards that sort of zone. Aside of that, there's no reason why it should be doing particularly much better than what the euro is doing in actual effect. Again, we could be looking at trend lines across the lows here in terms of where we are. Break maybe of the daily pivot, but I'd rather see that GDP and data coming out and manufacturing production coming out before I did too much for the pound. But that really does look like a half decent sell point below that, particularly in this current candle it's putting in. It's got a bit overbought earlier on potentially. Dollar yen. So the dollar yen strengthening a little bit through the Asian session there. This may be on the fact that there seems to be a bit of backtracking backwards and forwards on what will actually be happening regarding tariffs when the first tranche of the Chinese agreements made with the US. So we'll see what's happening. But at the moment, easy a bit of money going back into the yen. On the futures, we saw equity markets softening fractionally through the weekend, through the Asian session. Dollar yen here then, so from a 4-hour perspective, not quite double topping on Friday there, but lower highs coming through. Maybe it's got some further downside, but again, this is well worth watching. It's not quite clipped its daily pivot there. It's back to its weekly pivot. Maybe if it breaks at 60-minute 21, maybe it could be have more upside there. We'll have to watch this. It just shows a bit of uncertainty. Aussie dollar, big down day relatively on Friday, still chomping away, heading towards that monthly pivot. Not quite got there yet, but now we've got the weekly pivot above. where it sits at the moment, it almost like it's a bit of divergence across the lows there. I don't think it's not quite made the lows. But again, daily pivot and weekly pivot above, which may just sort of draw it today. Maybe see a bit more strength coming through there. Okay, and finally, New Zealand dollar. Yes, I've messed the Canadian dollar out there purposely. New Zealand dollar, quite a big down day. Now we've got big news out for the New Zealand dollar this week, and it may be become a bit more volatile in what's going on. So again, a bit like the Aussie here, seeing a bit of strength coming through here. Got the weekly pivot still above, which could be a draw. It could almost hit that weekly pivot without breaking trend. Well, maybe it'll just be catching into the trend line there, into that weekly pivot. At the moment, it's as I say, there's even greater risk in a sense. I've been looking to buy the New Zealand dollar, but really with these lower highs, lower lows going through over the past week, it's I've just kept out of it for now. But may give an opportunity after the news is out from the central bank this week. Okay, that's pretty much it for me today. I was just looking at a couple of order books here. Let's just have a look at the pound on a. Sorry, I've got it on a running on a different computer. No, I'm not going to get it too quickly. He says, waiting patiently for it to just feed in. Probably waiting too patiently now. It's no, it doesn't want to come through for now. Okay, that's it for me. I'm going to call it a wrap, and I'll speak to you in the morning. Bye for now.